Okay, guys. So now let's start to check the muscles, and here we're gonna see the muscles of the neck muscles, and for this I prepared some images here. Let me show you. Right, for the neck muscles, we can start by the mainly the more prominent muscle, which is this one, the external cladomastoid muscle. This muscle is a muscle where it have its origins. Actually, the origins are closer to the heart, I think, and the insertions are far from the heart. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Are just names. But you know, it attaches from this part here, which is called the mastoid process in the cranium. You can even feel the mastoid process if you touch like the back of your ear with your finger. Is this preeminence here, just like this protuberance, and then you can from this place we're gonna have this great muscle which has two great branches, which are the external external branch. Because why external? Because it connects the mastoid process to the external bone, right? So notice that it won't go for the clavicle into this branch. It goes and connect in the top of a sternum, and then we have kind of behind here another part that is called the clavicular branch. Okay, so it kind of divides the fibers, so we can have both, and actually in the middle between both of them we're gonna have kind of depression in the form. Okay, but for the instant let's understand like this. It's just nice to understand that we have two branches, an external part and a clavicular one. Okay, this is the external sternocleidomastoid muscle, which is let me show you this one, sternocleidomastoid. It has this name because sterno, it related to the sternum bone. Clado, I think is because of the clavicle. I don't know. I'm not sure. And mastoid because of the mastoid process. So it's a huge name. It may scare us a little bit, but it's also very uh, didactic. Does it exist, this word? Let me check. Yeah, I think so. Didactic because in its name it's already says where it's relate, what are the regions that it creates a link, and yeah, it's very easily to understand. Uh, Here actually this image is not right. Yeah, because the clavicle is not positioned to the right place. The clavicle should be more like here. So I'm gonna get more another reference, and the external cladomastoid would get down like, let me show in red. It will be kind of here. Oops, that makes, yeah, it will drop the clavicular part like here, and the external part doing this way. Okay, so one thing that is nice to understand is that it falls down here like in a parallel with the jaw size. Do you remember those things that we said about the neck and the jaw size? Yeah, precisely. This will be uh, the width of the, you know, by looking from the front view, we're gonna see the neck muscle, this muscle doing like this. But one thing that is quite important is that the external part, which is this one which is in a diagonal, it won't connect to the clavicle. Okay, so this is a really common mistake that all the, the students are used to do. They are used to make like the external connecting here to the clavicle. This is not right. Okay, the external part, it connects to the sternum. It says on its name, so you have to take care about it. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about each muscle and then we can reproduce them in our model here. Let's first hide the head and show again that cranium we created. Here I think I'm gonna use the same object we used for the clavicle. I'm gonna just duplicate it, paint with red, just to show that it's a muscle, and let me position it just to show you guys. Remember that all the muscles they tend to be straight, not with not those curvatures. So because of this, I can go over here and smooth it and create more straight angle for all the sides. Okay, so here I'm gonna connect to that point in the cranial, which I said mastoid process is exactly this part right here. All right, and as I said, we're gonna have this connected to the external, so I have to take care and not connect this to the clavicles, because most of the time people tend to make it connected here, and no, that's not right. Okay, I have to push it and connect it to the sternum. More like this. All right, maybe this is too pinched, but just to understand, those demonstrations are just to understand like the origin and insertion of each muscle, so when it goes to remake that in the surface, we're gonna better understand that. And here I will use the same, and I'm gonna duplicate it like this. Let me show, maybe if I use this transpose line and drag it along the surface, I can use my rotate option and rotate it here. So now I can drop it and makes the clavicle part, but always being careful. Yeah, I won't be too precise, you know, the size, just and the muscle shape and everything, just to you guys to understand where the muscle is located and understand the anatomy itself. But the trick here is more to understand the surface. So this will be when we will do the model, just as we did in the head. You know, we did the bones and some muscles, but the trick is to better understand the actual surface. Okay. that's it for the external cleidomastoid. Notice the angle of the external cleidomastoid. This will certainly show you about what's happening. I think I have my caps lock. What's happening? Okay, now it's working. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Yeah, notice the angle. So once you look at someone and it has like this angle for the sternocleidomastoid, it will be kind of in a neutral pose. If we have the sternocleidomastoid like this, all the head will be more projected to the front. Okay, so more, how can I say that? Hunchback, I think. You know that the hunchback of Hunchback Disney, I think is, yeah, like this, you know, the head projected to the front, so the external cleidomastoid will look more vertical, and how more lying down to the back, it will demonstrate like the character is pushing his neck and making it very straight in relation to the rest of the body. All right, so once again, I'm following the same jaw width, same jaw size, and look how we have this V shape in the middle right here that will be kind of a depression when we talk about the surface, but we're gonna show it better. Okay, so continuing here with the neck muscles, the second one most important will be certainly the trapezius muscle. The trapezius muscle will be this great one, and it will make part for the back, all the back, but it adds the back of the neck, you know. So all this region here, let me show all this muscle here to the back of the neck, to the scapula, and also a little bit on the clavicle. It's also gonna attach there. Here you can see that it connects to the acromion process that we said, that it is this region, like in the between the deltoids and the trapezius is the sorry, how do I say, the spine of scapula. Yeah, this region right here is the acromion process. Okay, so the trapezius will connect every part like this, and it goes also here. But for the instant, the trapezius muscle I'm gonna show for you. Yeah, let me show you here, it will be better. It's gonna, let's make with red. Yeah, the fibers will follow these directions into the scapula, the spine of scapula, and I can also separate, you know, just for understand the trapezius muscles, more like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 2 parts, like the lower and the upper part. So trapezius muscles will be more like this, and this I commonly use to say that is the upper part of trapezius muscles. And then we're gonna have the others, which is the lower part, which will also connect the scapula and the spine itself. Okay, but we're gonna do the trapezius muscles, but behind the trapezius we're gonna have more muscles that we can We can also say which are the levator scapulae. Let me show. Where is the levator scapula? Yeah, the levator scapulae, which is this one over here. It will connect the top of scapula and those vertebrae, those cervical vertebrae right here, and it's related to raise up the angle of scapula, like pushing it to this direction, right? Remember that I said the scapula is all floating along the rib cage. It's only connected on the acromion process and also connected to the humerus on that part that I forgot the name is. Let me show here. This part right here, you know. I think, yeah, the glenoid fossa. They are all just names, but it's nice to understand. And yeah, so we're gonna have this levator scapulae, and also behind, you know, we're gonna have this is the upper, the surface will be like this, but behind the trapezius muscles we're gonna have the rhomboids, which are connected here, and the levator scapulae, which will be right there. The levator scapulae, we can see in this region, in this image, that it can also be shown in this part right here, just besides the explanium capitis, semicapitalis capitis, and some of the scalenes muscles. But you know, all those parts here are very hard to show, to be shown in the surface. Maybe the levator scapulae can also appears, but for the surface, the things that are important to understand is actually the trapezius and the sternocleidomastoid, you know. So the trapezius muscles, as you can see it here, it's kind of connected. It has its parts in green here on the clavicle bone. It has in blue this part connected in the acromion process, which is part of the scapula, and also we have it connected to the spinal scapula right here, and then the spine of the body, right? So you guys remember that I said about the clavicle, which we could actually divide that in 3 parts. One more facing front, the other more diagonal, and the other facing forward, or again facing front. So once we divide the clavicle in 3 parts, we're gonna have like this. The first one will be connected the sternocleidomastoid, just as I said, right? You can even, you know, 1, 2, and 3. And notice that in the diagonal part we have nothing really connected there, but in the third part we're gonna have the trapezius. All right, just like this. And here the sternocleidomastoid once again, and this part here should be empty. Okay,